So everything started when I came to the United States from Peru. When I arrived to Utah, I didn't speak any English. It was very challenging for me to communicate to people. So very quickly, it came to my mind how important was communication. So I started to think about the business of translation and interpreting. So I thought, you know what, I think this is going to be a great business opportunity. It wasn't easy for sure, because my English wasn't that great, and it's still not that great. But I want to surround myself with experts that are very good in this field. And I'm going to make sure that the service that I am provided is going to be of first class.
Well, U.S. translation started with nothing. I mean, David Utria just used a few shoestrings put together, and I recall when they were in a basement.
So U.S. Translation Company started here in this basement apartment, and it was 20 years ago. So I started knocking doors. All doors were closing basically. Unfortunately, the companies that needed these services were large corporations that were in multiple countries. But one of these companies, they gave me an opportunity by basically telling me, look, if you translate these documents for me, and if they are good, I will pay you, and if they are not good, I will not pay you. I remember a story with this, that while I was driving from my office to this location, when they called me, I said, we need to talk. That was the longest drive in my life, because I didn't know what they were going to tell me. But I knew if they were to say yes, that was going to be the break that I needed to be successful at my business.
I first met David Utria back 20 years ago in 1995. We were doing some translation work, or needed some translation work done on some documentation for our product. We came across U.S. Translations. At the time, it was just a little two-person operation. He won the bid to the contract. We awarded him the contract. He did the project. Over the years, a business relationship grew into a friendship, and both those relationships continue to this day.
And we ran into a lot of challenges. We basically needed to grow up quick, and we needed to become experts very quickly too. I think a lot of the challenge brought desperation, and I think the desperation brought things for us to learn and opportunity. This is perhaps, as I look back, some of the most stressful times that I had. Happiest time too, because I was happy to have a lot of work that was overwhelming.
And I've never seen anybody work as hard as David at trying to make things work and putting it together. So the development has been not just hard work day in and day out, but also smart work.
Now we have grown to be a company that provides services not just to local, international companies, but also to organizations around the world. We provide translation and interpretation services in over 100 languages. We are also providing interpreting equipment for conferences. Some of the events where we have provided equipment are events that are as large as 15,000 people. People wearing their headsets so they can hear the speaker in their language.
Well, David has a interesting story and an interesting background. I mean, he came here with very little money, from what I understand, from Peru, and he's been able to live the American dream.
So to me, David is the true American success story. Here's a young man who came from another country, didn't really speak English when he got here, and not only tackled learning to speak a new language, but created a new life for himself, and in the meantime started a company so that he could make ends meet, and he's made it work for 20 years.
My passion was, and still is, to help companies, organizations, people to be able to communicate. Communication is key for relationships, for any type of relationship, including business relationships.
The U.S. Translation is still in the beginning stages of a wonderful company. They are at the point in time when things are going to grow and become much bigger than they ever imagined. It's important for them to have that vision and that perspective. There are many good and great things yet to come, and they are an important part of that to happen. So hang on for the ride. It's going to be good for there are many more years to come.